Hi guys, thanks again for tuning in. Welcome to another epic episode of Who Owns Kenya. Today we are at the gorgeous Nani's Kitengela Glass, and this place is just phenomenal. We are speaking to the owner today, Nani Croze. Thank you so much, Nani, for granting us this interview. We're so happy to be in this beautiful space. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, Grace.
So, Nani, for people who don't know you, who's Nani? Who are you? Are you a Kenyan? What do you do? Tell us about yourself.
I'm a, what's it called? Reverse Kenyan? No, perverse Kenyan. I find it took me 7 years to get my Kenyan, Kenyan license to be a Kenyan. I've been here for longer than most people, older than you. And I'm a Maasai actually. I came here when the Maasai were just letting their land go, and I bought some acres from them. My dad helped me with that. Well, apart from that, I feel completely Kenyan. And I keep trying to rub my skin, but it never goes darker.
Stop. Do you have a Maasai name?
I think I'm just Shosho.
Everyone calls you Shosho.
Shosho.
What do you like most about being Kenyan?
Being here and my wonderful family. Since my husband died, I just have my animals, and I have my Kenyan staff around me who help me, and they lift me up when I can't stand, and they give me dowers when I have to eat, and they make the doctor come because I won't go to hospitals.
Why?
Most terrible places on earth.
Are you afraid of needles?
No, I'm not afraid of anything. Give me a snake, I like it. Give me anything. Even needles, but I don't want to go to these horrible places, just full of poor people who are dying.
Oh no. So on our way here, we saw a lot of dry land, a lot of dry grass out there, but in this sanctuary, it's so green and so airy and so nice. How did you achieve all this?
When I came, it was savanna, and we cut the grass. I built my first walls with the grass, and then I planted trees. And that's what I've been doing ever since, and the trees have replanted themselves. And as I told you, we are here in the Dr. Dolittle homestead.
You told me you're an animal whisperer.
And I'm an animal behaviorist as much as an artist,
Okay. How many animals do you have? How many types of animals do you have here?
Gosh, at the moment, not as many as I used to. But we have everything from cows to goats to dogs.
To dogs and all this glass everywhere, which is actually what made us know about Nani. How did you come about this glass business? How did you start it? What was the motivation behind it? How did it come to be?
Well, when I came back from the Serengeti, where I was studying elephants, 4 years with 3 kids in the back, and we went across the border. We were going to go up through Africa back to Europe. But the car broke down. So I stayed.
So it was by accident? It was by accident?
In a way, yes. And then we stayed here, and we stayed there, and in Limuru and other places. And my then husband was teaching at the university, and I was painting.
Oh, okay.
You may have seen the big lady outside the Alliance Française, and then there's the Goethe Institute, and there's a big lady, yes. And I did a lot of wall murals. And my architect then said, if you get those children to a Kenyan school, you'll never pay for it with those works. You need to do stained glass, because we have a lot of missionaries coming to Kenya. This is quite a while ago, and they're all looking for windows. So I went to England, and I left my kids 3 weeks in good hands, and I went to England, and I studied 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks actually, of stained glass. And it was very complicated because the English, they just drink tea every half hour and they don't teach you anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did in the end. Well, I came back and I taught some Kenyans with me how to make stained glass, the traditional stained glass with lead and all that. But how do you find the color glass? Okay, we had to import and complicated. So a Finnish glassmaker whom I met, who had built something here in Kenya, suggested, and he was right, we should use recycled glass, and that's what we did. And he helped me with his name was Mika Mericalio.
Okay.
And he helped us build the first furnace, and that's how it all started. First furnace with used oil, and then gas. And now, of course, we have this big problem about gas. But we're still trying. And we made our own color. And when you go up to the studio, you will see there's a big panel with all the different colors that we can make. And we started from there.
Okay. So you started initially with windows.
Yeah.
Is there any other product other than windows that you do?
Well, you know, I told you about the Dalderwehr
Yeah.
over there, a lot of sculpture all over. There's a school outside Kisumu has an entire zoo of my animals. I mean, there's giraffes and there's lions, and we're just making a wildebeest couple for him, and or for that school, and a hyena. We're doing it all the time. He's a very good client. He helps me with money when I need it for the gas, of course.
So you have a lot of Kenyan friends, yeah?
And I have a lot of Kenyan friends, of course.
Okay, so for us who don't know the process of making glass, take us from step one to final product. What's
My
the
dear
process?
girl, you have to wait and watch it. We do we do a lot of. Gosh, I'm not wearing it because I have a bad arm. The beads, we make beads mainly, a lot. And that's just one bottle of gas, which is expensive enough. Little furnace, put in shards usually. I use shards so we have different colors.
Yeah.
You take it out, and I could show you a little video of it later on.
Yeah. Okay.
And you pull it out and you make little beads. And the other one, you get the whole furnace full of old glass.
Yeah.
That could be window glass, can be any glass, and color if you have it. And put it in and pull it out and blow it into what have I got? Something like that, for instance, a glass.
Beautiful, let me see. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Usually I have more bottles and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to see up there. We make anything that can be made, can be blown.
So if someone came in and they wanted something specially made for them, maybe something that it's outside of what you do, maybe outside of glasses, outside of this, outside of windows. Let's say they want a statue or something, we'll also make that for them?
We make little statues, yeah.
Like custom make something for a customer?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. So, Nani, there's something very interesting about this place of yours. You decided to share this beautiful space with people. You even made cottages here.
Many
So
cottages.
if someone wants to come here for a getaway away from the city, how will they go about that?
They would come here, they would ask me first if we have some bookings, and I'd say, yes, come along. Yeah.
Is there, can you share the rates, or what kind of cottages are they?
You have to go and look.
We'll go and check.
Yeah.
Or you'll take us to check?
No, but somebody else will, because I'm not very agile. There's the pool house, there's the glass house, and there's lots of little places for, say, just a couple for 2 nights or something like that.
Yeah. You've done this for a long time. Is this business sustainable, Nani?
Nothing is sustainable when you have 45 odd people and endless animals that you have to feed. I don't even eat myself. I have a little bit of cornflakes in the morning, and that's what's my food. No, it's not sustainable at the moment at all.
So
But then
advise anyone to
nobody is sustainable at the moment.
So someone who's looking to start this business, what's your advice for them?
I have trained so many people. They're all out there, and the odd one is starting something. And we have endless ongoing projects that I'm very keen about and hope I can make it. A particular one of mine is I'm trying to get a craft school going, which is what so many people are trying to do now. All our kids, say in Kenya and other places, they can't get through the secondary, they can't do this, they can't do that, and they don't know what to do with life afterwards. And this is what I'm trying to also be part of, my craft school, where they can learn to not only make glass in this way and that way, but everything else. There's so much to do for kids. And once they've learned it and are advised of where to go and where to get it through, they'll get it done. And of course we have our wonderful puppetry project here. They're just doing a children's against or for health, and it's ongoing. And it's I have an American who stayed here for 7 years, and he's now we're doing that together with AMREF, together with World Health. So puppetry is one big thing that kids can learn and do and see. We have the kids program. Anyway, there's so much going on. Projects.
Yeah. How important is it for you to, pass your knowledge to these kids?
Absolutely. I've had my own kids. I have endless kids up there. Nobody can pay for the school fees. I certainly can't even help, which really hurts me. But then I see these schools and I see what's happening, and I don't believe in that they're doing a good thing. The school that I started here, which is the Rudolf Steiner School, there's one over there, and we have 17 other schools all along the East African side. It's based on anthroposophy. Can you repeat that?
Anthroposophy.
Yeah. Rudolf Steiner. That's the school's name. And I went to one in Germany many years ago. And when I came to Kenya finally and had my kids going through schools, I was really upset about that. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2, you don't know it? Bah! And I really, they went through it. But after that, I started my world of school. And it's about over 35 years ago now. And it's working very well. And even the government have sort of listened to it, because what it does to children, it waits for them to grow up. It doesn't immediately make you do this and this and this. But the children's soul grows up a different way as their body, and there's a lot of ways of. That's what anthroposophism is.
Oh, wow!
So it's a very, very good educational thing. And I think government is slowly agreeing to it.
In your 79 years of life, Nani, I'm sure you've learned a lot of lessons, a lot of life lessons, a lot of lessons along the way. Can you give us your top 5 life lessons you've gained this far?
That's a pretty hard question.
5, Nani.
5 lessons.
Give us 10.
Environment, number 1. Animals, number 2. Look at our globe, what's happening. Climate change, I'm not surprised. Family planning is my number 1. That I would say. In fact, I've sent a letter to the BBC because we get all this really good news from them all the time. And it's never mentioned, family planning. Your wars and your illnesses and the climate change, droughts, no rain or over rain. And why don't you learn to just keep the human population down? Then we can deal with it better. That would be my number 1. My husband he did family planning for many years with the UN, Dr. Eric Crystal. And that's, I don't know, just plant trees, water them when you can. If you can't do it, we used to get the water from the river, and to brush my teeth in the evening, every tree got a...
Wow. That's how passionate you are about the environment.
Absolutely. Look, without it, we're not going to make it. Look at what's happening. even we've never had a non-rainy season. Completely, and
Yeah.
everywhere else. I hear there's some rain in Western now.
Yeah, even Limuru. Limuru is cold and it's
Well,
raining.
Limuru always
Yeah,
has been
Limuru.
very lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there for 8
I
years.
live in Limuru. It's,
You do
the
live in
climate
Limuru?
is different from here. You see how I'm dressed?
I know.
It was so cold in the morning.
Well, it was very cold here too. That's the other thing, too cold.
Yeah, it's either too cold or too hot.
Yeah.
I was reading something on the news the other day. They were saying in the States, during the hot season, there's a lot of wildfires because all this heat.
Yes,
And then
terrible.
during the rainy season, it's floods. It's both extremes. It's either too cold
Absolutely.
or too hot.
Absolutely.
That shows how much you've actually ruined
Yeah.
the environment.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going every day, Nani? What makes you wake up every morning? What makes you stay alive? What makes you look this young?
My dogs. You wake me up, he's my pillow.
Is your alarm?
Alarm? No, I don't have alarms. It just happens. You know, whether I have lions walking by or the monkeys jumping on the roof or whatever happens all the time.
You have
We are part of the park.
Oh, okay.
If you came across the bridge, then you saw that is Silole Sanctuary. It's like a finger of the park that goes along here. And Mr. John Keane and I made it happen. It was land that he knew he wasn't going to last much longer. And he said he doesn't want to leave it to his sons that will build up some terrible buildings there. And I said, right, John, you and I will make it into Silole, was his youngest daughter.
Yeah.
Silole Sanctuary. And that's what we did.
Oh.
And then we built the bridge and he agreed to it. And I said, John, you have to come and open the bridge. And he came at it and he said, no 10 horses are going to bring me across this bridge. So he had to come around and open it from our side.
Yeah. And it's so lovely. It's so beautiful and so scary at the same time. But then it has this element of adventure that I really, really like.
Yeah.
Maybe now to wrap it up, I want you to talk to the Kenyan youth, the Kenyan children.
Yes.
El Shosho, which means grandma.
Yes.
I want you to talk to them, give them a word of encouragement, maybe advice. Talk to them as Shosho.
My dear watoto wa Kenya, you must love dogs. Hii umwa ni rafiki mzuri sana. They're our best friends. And you come and you speak to a dog. Dominoes, wag your tail, wag your tail. Thank you, thank you. Good dog. Yes, good dog. Kama umwa nafanya hivyo, they like you. And you could touch them and they will just go on. That's love of a dog. There you go.
That's your advice?
That's my advice.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
You speak to the dog, and if the dog does that, then you're fine. And the environment, my dear kids, kweli kweli, lazima weke maji kwa miti, saidia miti kumea kubwa na usikata. Usikata.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Your Swahili, for 30 years, your Swahili is so bad, Nani.
My Swahili is so bad.
After 30 years in Kenya and your Swahili is that bad?
Well, I learned it in Tanzania.
Oh, you did?
That was good, yeah. And here
Yeah, here we mix everything.
yeah,
mix
and I'm
English.
just very lazy.
It's
And I
okay.
should use it more. But nobody speaks German either, you know.
Yeah.
And I really miss my German occasionally.
You don't go to Germany anymore?
No,
Why?
haven't been for a long time.
Why?
Why? Because I don't like it.
You don't?
No. My sister sold our house. My father was very famous. It's fine, but what do I want there? I can't look after my animals.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was such a lovely interview. So now maybe we could go see the cottages.
You should see the cottages and the pool and the workshop.
Okay.
Make sure you see the Dalderwehr workshop. It's run by Edwin. He's a very good man.
That's okay.
And then the rest, we're doing stained glass, an enormous, horrible piece, 60 windows, God forbid.
Oh, Lord.
It's boring, but it's bringing in some money for the people.
Okay. that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you come and visit the place. It's so beautiful. There's so many things you can get. You can get chandeliers, you can get glasses, you can get plates, you can even get cups. It's just so beautiful, and there's a lot of animals. It's just so lovely, and Nani is the loveliest of people. So guys, thanks again, and see you in the next video.